So today I'd like to talk with you about how to get more business from existing clients and specifically what smart health coaches are doing to make this happen. So let's have a look, shall we? Hey guys, what's going on? Yuri Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help health professionals build and scale their businesses online without the grind, because we all know that hustle and grind is way overrated. So one of the cool things about building a business is you have to help people. And we all know that word of mouth is awesome, but it's also not something you can control and predict necessarily. But I think the holy grail for every business is to get to a point where you don't even have to advertise anymore. Like your product, your delivery is so good that you get enough new clientele from all of your existing clients, just word of mouth referring you. And that is a really great place to be at. Now, sadly, most businesses don't get to that point, and some do. I think it's a little bit easier for a local brick and mortar than it is for an online business necessarily. But nonetheless, I want to share with you two things specifically I think are very, very important here. So number one is when you're starting your business, right? So let's just talk specifically about the online side of things, but this also applies to a brick and mortar. The most important thing you have to understand when you're starting your business is you have to get your sales and marketing dialed in. Because if you don't, then you'll never have anyone to work with and you won't be in business very long. So getting your sales and marketing dialed in is very important because you know your product. I'm going to just use product in air quotes because I'm not saying like sell a product like a supplement or something, but like an actual service here, like a coaching program, a one-on-one type of service. That product is good enough to help people. It is, right? Because you went through school, you have a lot of experience. But if you don't have the sales and marketing piece, you can't bring people in the door virtually, for instance, or in person to even help them in the first place. So instead of worrying about getting your program perfect, learn how to improve your messaging, learn how to acquire clients, learn how to do all that stuff. That's the first place you have to start until you're at about a minimum $250,000 in revenue. And I see this mistake quite often where many, and this is not just in the health space, but just in most things online, is everyone wants to use these free platforms like Instagram or TikTok, which is fine, if you want to spend the next several years trying to get some traction there. But they're using that as a means. They're calling that marketing, right? And it kind of is because you're sharing your message, you're putting your stuff out there, but it's not predictable. It's not consistent. It's has a very low visibility unless you're paying for more eyeballs because they're all pay-to-play platforms. TikTok is probably the only one right now in 2021 that you can actually grow on organically, unless you've got a massive following to begin with. So we have to learn how to proactively get out there and in a consistent, controllable, predictable fashion, bring people in. Right? That's why we talk about our perfect client pipeline all the time. If you haven't seen the video on the perfect client pipeline, we'll include a link for that below in the description. So watch that after this video and then get some more intel on how we do that with our clients. So that's the first thing. Now, when your business starts to evolve, okay, so number one issue that you have to figure out early on in business is the sales and marketing piece. Then you run into operational bottlenecks, right? So let's say you have a lot of people coming in. All of a sudden you're like, man, I'm overloaded. I don't know if I can deliver all this or to all these clients. Now you have an operational and potentially delivery issue. That needs to be the next kind of bottleneck to figure out. That usually happens at about $500,000 in revenue. Again, every business is different, but generally about $500,000 in revenue. So at that point, you start putting in systems and processes in place to clean things up. Now, as your business continues to evolve beyond $1 million, et cetera, at this point, you probably have a couple people working with you or a team of people working with you. You're getting more profitability in the business. You have a bit more time to step back and really start doing the things that you love doing. And here's the cool thing for most of us health professionals is it usually has to do with improving some aspect of your product or your marketing? Now, let me explain this. I speak with a lot of health professionals, and a very common answer they tell me when I ask them, like, what do you love doing most? Teaching and speaking. So when I say marketing and delivery, teaching and speaking happen in both ends. This right here, this video is marketing. It's me teaching, it's speaking, it's marketing. I'm putting this out to a public who doesn't work with me right now, okay? That's marketing. It's sharing your message with people who don't yet know, like, or trust you or have done business with you or whatever. Now, on the delivery side, you're always looking at, okay, how can I make this thing better? Where are my clients getting stuck? How can I improve it? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's an element of you being like this product person to figure out, how do I help more of my clients win? How do I help them get unstuck faster? How do I make a more powerful promise? How can I guarantee more of them get results? So you start to really think about that and focus more of your time there. But this is where we're talking about, beyond, I would, again, give or take a little bit of wiggle room here, but around $1 million in revenue in a coaching business is where you, as the head honcho, if you will, can really step back for a second and start to really think about this stuff. Because at the end of the day, so let's go back to the topic of this video, is how to generate more business from existing clients. So in order to generate more business, your product has to be phenomenal. Because number one, there's two ways of generating more business from existing clients. They can refer other people to you, or they can stay with you longer or pay for other services that you have to offer. So you can keep your existing clients longer, increase the lifetime value, or they refer people to you. In both of those situations, your product has to be very, very good, because they would not stay with you and they would not refer to you if your delivery, your program, your coaching, your product is subpar. So at the end of the day, the product is everything. Delivery is everything. Reducing churn, increasing retention, increasing lifetime value, all of that happens as a result of how good your product is. And again, I use product in air quotes because I'm really talking about your coaching, your service, etc. But you can't obsess about that on day one. And some people may have a different opinion about this, right? And that's fine. But I'll tell you this, our Health Business Accelerator program, HBA, it started off a number of years ago. I want to say 6 years ago now. I can't even remember. So it's about 6 years now. And it started off as a 2-day live workshop. Was it good? Was it really good? It was great. It was really good. But it was a 2-day live workshop. And I did that for 2 years. I think we did 6 of them in total. And then we started to look at, how do we make this better? Where are people falling off? Where can we better support them? And then we gave them some more coaching, more accountability after the 2-day workshop. And then it evolved. And then it got into a 6-week online thing, or an option for 2-day live in person or 6-week online. Then it continued to evolve and evolve and evolve into what it is now. And if you're watching this video 10 years from the time I'm making this, I promise you the program will be a lot better than what it is now. Does that mean our current clients are not getting the delivery that is going to really help them? Of course not. It just means that the perfect iPhone, the perfect computer, the perfect anything doesn't exist, and it never will. It's this constant iteration, this constant improvement, because you, as the owner of your business, are obsessed with creating something amazing for the people you serve. And that's the cool thing about being a growth-oriented entrepreneur, is that you're never going to stop. You're never just going to make it and then leave it. That's the problem with a lot of courses. When you don't have interaction with your clients, like, hey, buy my $2,000 course and I'll never talk to you again. We get so many clients that come to us I'm not going to name any names, but you know them most likely, who've done so-and-so's course or so-and-so's $2,000 online program. I'm like, yeah, we see it all the time. But let me ask you this. Did you actually speak with so-and-so on a consistent basis and get their coaching? No, you didn't, because that's the complete opposite of a course. People build courses so they never have to speak with their clients, more or less. So they can have a don't talk to me type of business. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to chill and collect cash. And hopefully my do-it-yourself program that I've built online is good enough to help you. Sadly, that's not the reality because statistically, less than 10% of people who buy a course like this even finish it. And then those who finish it, do you think all of them succeed? No. So if you are in the business like I am, where and I'm not saying that these individuals don't care about the people they serve, because I'm sure they do. And a lot of them are awesome people, okay? What I'm saying is if you truly, truly want to transform people's lives, they cannot do that by themselves. And they require your assistance. They require your coaching, your guidance, your accountability. And in the form of a coaching program online, virtual practice, whatever you want to call it, the beautiful thing is that when you are interacting with your clients on a frequent basis, you see where they get stuck. You hear the words coming out of their mouth. This is the same reason why health and fitness professionals in person have an unfair advantage, because they're dealing with their clients in the flesh, speaking with them every single day. The same thing happens in a higher level coaching program where I just got off the call with 25 of our clients on Zoom from my offer lab call. And I'm hearing from their mouths and I'm seeing their stuff. And I'm like, okay, noted, right? This is where they're getting great, like they're seeing good momentum. Here's where they're not quite clear. And it allows me to sit back and constantly think about, how do I make this better for them? How do I help them understand this one concept more easily? How do I put this together in a framework that they can really excel with without having to ask me every single time? This is how you make your program, your delivery so much better. And that's why it never ends, because you only know what you know now. And what you know now is going to be less than what you know next year. And what you know next year will be less than what you know in 5 or 10 years from now. And so you're always making this better. And this is how you get more business from existing clients, is you constantly evolve to make your thing better. You're constantly evolving with them to say, okay, I see you're getting stuck here. We're going to make this better. Or asking them, what else would you like? Where else? Like, what's the next thing that might be helpful for you? And you start to recognize, okay, this would be awesome. This might not make a lot of sense. And then so it becomes a really nice synergistic relationship that they help you make your program better. Your program being better helps them even more. And that is how you keep clients for longer. And that's how you also increase the likelihood that they're going to refer people to you, because your thing is awesome and they feel cared for and they see the results that they're getting, and they would want their friends or their colleagues to experience similar results. So that is how, at least in our world, smart health coaches are building businesses that are shareable. We'll put it that way, shareable. And if this makes sense to you, drop me a comment below. What do you like most about this? While you're here, remember to subscribe to the channel. There should be a button somewhere on here or below. Click it, subscribe. I've got hundreds of other videos to help you get clients, deliver to them online, build an amazing business virtually that gives you more money, more freedom, more location independence, and ultimately can help a lot more people than you ever could in a physical practice or doing one-on-one. So if that's of interest to you, this is the place to get that. And Healthpreneur, our company, is the leader in helping health and fitness professionals do just that. So thank you so much for your time. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Take care, guys.